you a member of X? No? As soon as the words left his mouth, the police officer ordered his man to arrest him. One policeman grabbed V by his shoulders and dragged him towards the police van. V was still speaking. Tell me, for whom do you work, V? He asked for the nth time, but like other times, he again received silence. Being frustrated, he grabbed V's neck harshly. Who sent you there, you dog? Hearing his words, V started to speak more. Police officer grip on him grew tighter. He was having difficulty to breathe. Realizing V's condition, he released him and broke the water glass which was on the table. V started to cough badly while laughing. Officer's face snapped at him and asked furiously, "What are you laughing at, you dog? You? How a dog himself is calling me a dog. How dare you, you lowlife?" He took out his and pointed at V. "I can you right now, and no one is gonna question me as you are a criminal." Who are you kidding, officer? You and I both know you might not be answerable to any officer of police department, but you are answerable to another criminal who have brought you with money. Maybe it's Mr. X? What rubbish you are talking. You... Oh, come on, officer. You caught me after asking, am I a member of X? You also didn't seize the godown. You are clearly more concerned for whom I am working rather than the godown which was illegal. Smart. If you know this, then you tell me for whom you are working. Why do you think I was silent, officer? I know you don't use your brain to solve public problems. Though you are a public servant, at least use it for your master. Officer understood what he was indicating. He came out of the interrogation room, leaving V there. Time skip. V was sitting on the chair handcuffed when a tall figure entered the interrogation room. The tall man was wearing expensive branded clothes. Behind the tall man there was a previous police officer. So you are the one who fought with those 4 to 5 men? Being bored, we nodded. What's your name, little boy? V. He looked at the tall man's eyes without getting intimidated by him. Whom do you work for? No one. I work for whoever gave me money. What were you doing at that godown? I was assigned to rob the godown along with those men, but they were giving me less money, so I beat them up. Didn't you know that was X godown? Robbery at that godown means. That's why I was charging 75% of the money, as I knew they can't do it without me. Bloody losers. Aren't you scared of X? After all, he's the Mafia king. If I was, then I wouldn't be looking at your eyes now. How can you be this sure it's me? Look at your outfit, physique, talking style. The police officer who are bowing at you. Do I need more proof? A laugh except from the tall man's mouth. Indeed, he was X, the Mafia king, Xavier Moretti. What do you want, V? Money? I saved your godown from them. In exchange, I want money. I like your confidence. and the way of your thinking. A small smile crept on his face. Will you work for me? Only me? I am sure you have investigated about me before coming here. You should know I don't like having fixed master. I will give you twice the amount you earn a year. He was throwing money at the table, but we didn't look at him. Twice. Every month. We snapped at him. What do I have to do? Xavier, knowing for money, anyone can do anything. Your brain and fighting skills will be owned by me. Only me. Be my gang member. Looking at the money, we droned in some deep thoughts. You are my fixed master. Saying this, he grabbed the money. Xavier smiled in victory. Later, at Xavier's mansion. Ryan was sitting on the sofa of the mansion. She was waiting for Xavier to come back. The maid, whom Xavier told to help her, told Ryan that she didn't need to wait for him. He told her to take rest. Still, Ryan chose to wait for him as guilt was eating her up. Guilt of lying about her periods to her husband rather than telling him to give her some time. Ryan was drowned in her thoughts when she heard footsteps. She got up from the sofa and turned around. She met with a beautiful pair of brown eyes which belonged to a man. A man who was not her husband. A man with overgrown black semi-curly hairs and a mole on his nose, another under his lower lip. Ryan and the man was looking deep into each other's eyes. What are you doing here, Ryan? Both Ryan and the man broke the eye contact, hearing the voice. Ryan looked at the source of the voice and found her husband, Xavier, standing there, beside the earlier said man. She was waiting for you, master, said the maid. You should be resting now, me, Ciela. Before Ryan could gesture anything, Xavier called one of his men. You go with him. He will take you to members' rest place. Xavier told the brown-eyed earlier mentioned male. See, saying he went from there with Xavier's man. Ryan looked at his disappearing figure. Let's go to our room, me, Ciela. Ryan nodded and they both went upstairs. 2 days later. It's been 2 days since we joined Xavier's gang. He also started to work with Xavier's members. Right now, we was at Xavier's members' same room. He was punching the punching bag aggressively. You can't think about her. You can't. You were not here for this. Not. Xavier was in his room talking to someone on phone. At that time, Ryan just came out from the washroom. Seeing Xavier, Ryan hesitantly smiled at him, then started to comb her hair. Few seconds later, Xavier ended the call and went to washroom. Xavier was washing his hands while standing in front of the basin. At the moment, his eyes fell on the black washroom dustbin, which was open. He was about to ignore it, but he noticed there wasn't any used sanitary pads. He frowned as he was sure maids hadn't cleaned the washroom yet. He opened the washroom cupboard and found the sanitary pads which he stocked out the next morning. Ryan told him he was having periods. But they all were uneven. Xavier's frown went deeper. He came out of the washroom and saw Ryan was sitting on the bed. He went in front of the dressing table and started to do his hair. Then he asked her in a calm tone while looking at her through the mirror, "Are your periods got over, Ciela?" Ryan looked at his direction for a brief moment, then shook her head as no. He nodded in understanding. Few seconds later, he grabbed his coat which was lying on the bed. He looked at her, then asked,